What's up, guys? It is your boy Bernardo from the BTN HD, and yes, finally we are reviewing the Lenovo Flex 5 15 hybrid laptop. On the last video that we did together, we did the unboxing, first impressions on it. You guys left a lot of comments. I took them into consideration, and so let's get to our review. All right, guys, if you're wondering about the performance on the Flex 5 15 from Lenovo, this guy packs a punch. It has everything that you need to get yourself up and running for school and for work, okay? This guy actually is running a clock speed of 2.7 gigahertz, Intel i7-75U processor, quad-core. If you go inside BIOS, you can actually clock it up to 3.5 to 3.6 gigahertz. This particular model came with 8 gigs of memory. Because of the processor, you can actually cap the memory to 32 gigs, which is great. Storage size is a whopping 256 gig solid state drive, which is awesome. And with the 75U processor, you are going to get the Intel graphics card, but you're also going to get an additional graphics processor, which is awesome. And that's the NVIDIA GTX 940MX with 2 gigs. Now the display size it's beautiful. It has a nice real estate for the display size. It is a 15.6 inches. Full HD with a resolution of 1920 by 1080, which is great. It is LED backlit IPS, which is awesome. It is a little bit heavy, so if you're trying to find something to travel light, I don't think this would be it. It does have the power to do your day-to-day stuff, but for 4.5 to 4.4 pounds, it's pretty heavy. Now, for ports and features on the Lenovo Flex 5 15, on the right-hand side, you have your power button, your Lenovo factory reset, your card reader, one 3.0 USB port, which allows you to do a always on for charging. And on the left hand side, you have your power port, your LED indicator for power, your HDMI, another additional 3.0 USB port, your Type-C, and you have your hybrid port, which allows you to hook up your headset / headphone, which is great. Now, for the overall design and material of the Flex 5 15, the top part is a PC plus 30% glass fiber. The bottom part of the PC is PC/ABS plastic, and the color is onyx black. All right, so let's take a closer look on the keyboard and the touchpad on the Flex 5 15. First things first is the touchpad. Touchpad itself has a great size. And the reason why I like the size is because it allows me to navigate this beautiful 15.6 display without even raising my finger. I'm able to navigate everywhere with no problem. The left click and the right click does have an outline indicator telling me which is which. I did have a slight problems with the left click and right click, but once you get used to it and you go inside Windows 10 settings and configure it, it works with no problem. Very responsive. I do like the design of it. It's great. Awesome. Now, for the keyboard itself, one of the things I like about the keyboard in the Flex 5 is the keys are not all bunched up, meaning that when I'm typing, I'm making less mistakes, which is great. The distance between the home keys and the touchpad is great for individuals with long hands. I think if you have small hands, you might have to raise it up a couple of times to use it. But it's very responsive, very smooth. I'm able to just type with no problem. Very responsive, which is great. It's not a full bleed, meaning it doesn't give me the number pad, but it's okay. You would think because of 4.4 pounds or 4.5 pounds this laptop, it would have a number pad, but it doesn't. An additional thing that's added on within the keyboard is the fingerprint scanner, which is great for Windows 10 Hello and logging in using your finger or your thumbprint or whatever. This is a great feature, and I think a lot of people love this, especially within the IT world or when we're providing extra security lever for our users. This is a plus because you have the PIN, the password, and then you have the fingerprint. So I definitely like that feature a lot. Now, another thing about the keyboard itself, it is backlit, which is awesome. It does have about 2 levels of it. Right now it's turned off. This is turned on. This is like the first level. Second level of the backlight on the keyboard, and then when you press it again, it kind of turns it off. It's great when you're working late at night and you don't want to turn on the lights, but it is backlit keyboard, and that's a huge plus. Okay, so another feature that you might have to use all the time or even look at all the time is the display. Now, the display is beautiful. For edge to edge or corner to corner is 15.6 inches. Resolution of 1920 by 1080 full HD, which is great. It is IPS and is also LED backlit. And if this right now is the highest of the brightness. If I turn it all the way down, it's like completely black. You got to be really close to it to actually see the notepad, but I'm able to see the notepad if I'm really close to it. And this is the brightest that you can get. Now, because it's running an NVIDIA GTX 940MX, all the fonts, the text is very sharp, clean. I would definitely use this laptop for work or school environment. Okay, if you're a designer, if you like to use Photoshop, Illustrator, InDesign, this laptop would definitely work for you because it gives you that nice quality of sharpness with images, and it kind of brings out the colors. If you're into your color mode design thing, this would definitely work out for you. Now, another thing that I did not find myself using a lot, and it's the touchscreen. It is touchscreen. You know, don't get me wrong. I'm able to touch it. That's awesome. But you're also able to convert this guy into the many modes. Like right now it is laptop mode, and then you have temp mode, which is this guy right here, right? And then you have presentation mode, right? And then within presentation mode, you can switch it to tablet mode. All right, these are all great features, but I really don't find myself using that feature a lot. I love using this feature, just a laptop mode. And having the touch screen feature, I didn't find myself using it as much. So like I said in the beginning of the video, I did take in consideration of the comments that you guys left on the unboxing first impressions on the Flex 515. And one of the kind of questions that you guys had was, how about the sound? Now this guy is running 2 speakers, which is underneath, which I love laptops with speakers underneath, because once you have it flat down on a hard surface, it kind of flows up and bounces up, which is great. But this guy is actually running 2 1.5 watt Harman speakers, which is excellent quality. I actually have a sound level meter right here, and I'm logged into my channel, and I think it's about 30%. And I'm going to turn this guy on, and right now the max is 70.5. It went up because I'm talking. And right now with me talking, the max is about 82.5 decibels. That's the level. So I'm going to turn this guy on and see how high it goes. So let's raise it up. Gaming desktop. And I'm super excited, so let's get to it. It's come with an Intel i5 7400 quad-core processor, which is not bad. If you spend a little bit more money, you could probably get the i7 with the 7700 HQ processor. Woo, monster. Memory. All right, so I raised it up all the way 100%. I put the level meter close to one of the speakers, and I got about 91.2. That's with me talking plus the sound noise around my area. But that's not bad. It's pretty loud. It's pretty clean. It's clean. I didn't have any issues with the quality. I didn't get any scratchy feeling with the speakers. I love the positions of the 2 speakers. Mostly laptop speakers are located at the top or on the side. The fact that they're located at the bottom and it hits the hard surface and it kind of bounces it off, it's great. All right, guys, so let's end this review with the following, and a couple of things that you guys mentioned on the last video that you wanted to know. One thing is the battery, right? The battery usage is very important to us, especially if you're using a tablet, smartphone, laptops, computers, whatever. Battery usage is important. Now, for the Flex 515, I actually had PC Mark 8 run its test on the creative mode for the battery, and the results is between 2 to 3 hours. And the reason I got 2 or 3 hours is because the program is constantly being used over and over and over and over until it drains out. A lot of us are not going to be using this laptop that way, right? So I kind of extended. I would triple that 3 hours to 3 hours more. I would say this laptop could last between 6 to 7 hours. And it really depends on how you're using it and what you're doing within it. If you're constantly rendering like huge Premiere stuff or After Effects or designing or watching movies, the battery is going to drain eventually faster, right? But I would say between 6 to 7 hours, you could get this machine running without charging it. Now, if you want to charge it up, This machine died on me between 17% because that's the program. The program kind of cuts off once it reaches 17%. 17% to 100%. Full charge took about 2 hours, which is not that bad. Pretty good. Now for the weight, if you're trying to find something light for light travels, I don't think this guy is it. It is about 4.4, 4.5 pounds, which is a little heavy for some people. But if you're a college student and you need a laptop to, be inside the classroom to type and modify things, this is great for you. This is also great for programmers. I do see myself using it for using Java, C++, or Python or something like that. This is great for doing coding. Great laptop for that. Now, the price for the Flex 5 15 starts at $759, and that's the basic level. If you want the best processor, max the memory, the best solid-state drive, max the capacity on that, you're going to be spending around $1,100 to $1,200, and that's pretty expensive. But is it worth it? I think it is worth it. It's not worth it for a gamer, and the reason why I wouldn't use this for gaming because it does have a GTX 940MX 2 gigs. It doesn't have an Ethernet jack. I need an Ethernet jack to plug in. I like to play online, hardwired. Wirelessly, I don't like playing games wirelessly. If you're playing games locally that you don't need any internet access, you could probably get away with it with no problem. When I did run the PC Mark, the best frames per second that I got is between 28 to 30 frames per second. Now, the thickness of it, it's around 0.84 to 0.85 inches. So it's a little thick. It's heavy. Is it upgradable? I did open this guy up, and it has about 3, 7, 10 screws at the very bottom. I did unscrew it, lifted it up, and it looked very complicated. I was really scared of touching anything because I didn't want to break the warranty on it. But it does look like it's upgradable. You could probably upgrade the solid-state drive to something a little bit bigger. I think in the middle, there's a housing, like a metal housing. That little compartment, I'm assuming, is where the memory is located, and you could probably, upgrade the memory by yourself, which is great. Now, another concern that you guys had a lot is the hinges. And, don't get me wrong, the Flex 5, it's Flex. That's why they call it Flex, right? It's flexible. You're able to convert it into the different modes with no problem. But a lot of you had concerns on the hinges. Like, how long is it going to be? Like right now, it's nice, it's sturdy and tight, it's solid. But the real question is, how often are you going to be doing this? Like changing the modes. How often are you going to be doing this and this and this and this? How often are you going to be doing that? I didn't find myself doing this at all. Maybe you could do once or twice this. And then once you do your tablet stuff, you close it up. But I think this could last for a while. It really depends on you and how you use the laptop. If you are a madman converting it constantly, yeah, it's going to wear out real fast. But if you take care of it, it's going to last for a long time, especially with the specs. If you spend a little bit more money, $1,200 with the best specs, it's definitely going to last for you. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this hands-on review on Lenovo's Flex 5 15. Leave comments right below, and I catch you guys on the next one. Peace out.